few months ago, while I was scrolling Facebook, I saw news regarding a 17-year-old student who chose to end his life because of being bullied. When I saw the news, I felt it's such a pity, heartbreaking. I went to search news about school bullying. The more I find, the more I get. It's too many of it. There are too many of news about school bullying. After I saw those news, I just realized that school bullying is an ongoing problem. According to Youth Truths, the data shows students has been bullied in 2017 to 2018 is 39% of middle school students and 27% of high school students have been bullied. It will always be there, it will never end. So I am standing here to help those in need, to those who are being bullied and facing these problems. I hope to use some of my influence, not to mention my age, would be something school students can relate to, and I can also use my point of view as a student to talk about bullying. First, we are going to talk about why most of the suicide victims are secondary students. From IPTC photo metadata, the percentage of the high school students who reported seriously considering suicide has increased 25% since 2009 to 2017. Actually, secondary students around 17 to 18 years old is an age that we start to have our own thought, but are still not mature enough yet. I admit my thought is not mature enough, and this is why most of us around this age are rebellious and so on. We always think that we are right. We won't think about the consequence. We do things without thinking. It's all because of their immature thinking, which makes them very playful. Many of them are actually do not have the intentions of bullying, but just feel that it's fun. Many of them did not know they are already touching the limits of other people. They don't know that others are mad. The victim is also afraid of losing friends, so he kept his feeling for his own. In the end, he decided to suicide. So, why most of them choose to suicide are those who are secondary students. This is because of their vision is not wide enough. They haven't seen the true color of the world. It's actually a small thing. They haven't been through the society. They haven't discovered the beautiful of the society, but they treat the time spent in their secondary as their life. Next, is suicide worth it? Of course it's not worth it. Suicide is the worst decision to those who are listening to this speech. If you are being bullied and you want to suicide, listen to what I'm going to say next. I hope that you guys will think about it. If you choose to suicide, what do you gain? Just because of you want to escape from the bullies? They will achieve what they want if you really do that. Today, you can think about it. Do you need to sacrifice yourself for someone you hate with ending your life? Your family, friends, and relatives will be sad because of you. You can choose to escape and let the one who loves you suffer in pain, regrets for the rest of their life. Of course, we can't blame the one who chooses to suicide. We can use our point of view to look upon their problems. We can't say that the victims are weak hearts, their EQ are not high enough, they can't handle small things, they can get over it easily. We are not the victim. We don't know what are they thinking. Maybe they have tried many ways to solve it, but they cannot solve it. Maybe they can't bear it anymore. Maybe they want to help him. Maybe they also want to help themselves, but they can't. Maybe they don't want to die, or maybe he gave up with his role, so he chose to suicide. We can only advise them before they make the wrong decisions. There are a few types of bullying. I'm not quite how many types there are. The most common is verbal bullying, physical bullying, mental issue, mental abuse, and hazing imitations, which is jokes among friends. Most of the bullying starts from jokes among friends. What I mean jokes among friends are pranks which happens often among friends. Jokes are jokes, but not everyone can accept the jokes. Many people can measure the skills of jokes and bullying. Everyone have their own limits, while you joking and does not touch the limits of others. Besides, many of them do not have the guts to express their emotions. Many of victims do not have the guts to oppose. They dare not to say that they are angry, dare to anger but dare not say. But these expressions are what the bullies want to see. The more they bully, the more you don't oppose, the more fun they will have. This is human nature. We all have the desire to bully. Did you notice? Why nowadays people like to watch prank videos? This is because we like to watch the reactions of the victims. We find it funny. Actually, this is same as the cyberbullying. It's the same as the haters who hide behind their keyboard. Why they want to make fun of others, and the one they make fun of it mostly are influencers. This is because they are jealous of the achievement people made, or maybe because they are boring. It's actually because they have unbalanced mind, so they attack the others and build their own happiness on others' suffering. Besides, did you feel the haters usually write without reason and constructive criticisms? They just want to criticize. You just need to ignore them and treat them as fools. You shouldn't let fools to disrupt your life. You still have a lot of things to do. Now, what should you do when you are being bullied? Mental Health America has provided some ways to prevent yourself. Tell friends. If you dare not to oppose, if you dare not to tell your friends and teacher, or maybe you can tell parents. But I know most of the victims are introverts. They are not good in expressing their emotion, they are not good in expressing their feelings. They are not to tell their parents that they are being bullied because they think that this is a shame thing. But this is not how to solve the problem. If you cannot handle the stress yourself, if you don't have the guts to tell your friends and parents, you are not trying to save yourself. But of course, your parents must be willing to listen. So I hope that the parents listen to what your children have to say. Don't be self-righteous. Of course, after you have a talk with your children, you need to take actions. Once a child told you that he had been bullied in school, this means that he can't tolerate it anymore. He needs your help. At this moment, you have to go to his school, look for the bullies, and have a talk. The other ways you can do is report to police, but most of the time, this is pointless. Unless you have been physically bullied, or maybe you have been beaten. With this, you can involve the police. You have evidence that you were beaten. The scariest thing is verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is the highest in statistics from BBIRE. It will not only affect you psychologically, and it's also hard to let others know. This is because verbal bullying has no evidence. They won't admit that they are bullying you. If you are being bullied today, the best way is to find your friends to talk about it. Tell friends. Maybe they can't help you so much, but at least you tell your friends about it. However, did you realize most of them are alone? They don't have many friends. That's why they are being bullied. This is because humans are social animals. The bullies are always more than two people. The victim is usually alone. You won't see a lone person bullying a group of 5. Never. If you stand from their point of view, it's really hard to find a way. But if today you really want to save yourself, you can do it. There is no problems that can be solved. You need to know that they are people who love you. Not everyone is going to bully you. When a victim is helpless, we as a spectator should step up. If any of you have seen anyone being bullied, I hope that you can give a helping hand. Do your best. Thank you.